Okay, well, welcome to the informative tour for Empower Language Academy. So today we're going to go over a brief history about our school and a little bit about our facilities, logistical aspects of our program. I'll speak to our school culture and educational program, as well as results and accolades. As I shared, you're welcome to ask questions that may come up as we go. So thank you. By the way, my name is Demi Brown. I'm the principal for Empower Language Academy. And with me, we have our executive assistant, Miss Menjivar.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so our vision is to empower a generation of creative thinkers and effective communicators who lead healthy and fit lifestyles. And our mission is to provide students from all backgrounds with an educational experience that honors multilingualism, critical thinking, and fitness. And there's a little video about our school that I'm going to share with you. Oh, you know what though? Hold on one sec. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Demi Brown. I'm the Executive Director and founder for Empower Charter School. Empower Charter School is a free, innovative public charter school that prepares children for the industries of the future. Our goal is to empower students to be creative thinkers, effective communicators, and global leaders. We do this through inquiry-based instruction, where students use technology and art to learn and create new ideas. We also believe in the importance of diversity, and up to 80% of each day's lessons are taught in Spanish. Empower recognizes the strong relationship between exercise and learning, and so we've built a highly effective, goal-oriented fitness program into our daily schedule. Empower Charter School is centrally located in Linda Vista and open to all families throughout San Diego County for free. Give your child the tools they need today to be successful for tomorrow. Don't wait. Enroll your child today and become part of the Empower Charter family.
So that's just a little bit about our school. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Okay, you know how YouTube just keeps going, so sorry about that. Okay. So some background about our school. We were established in 2014, and we this year renamed our school from Empower Charter School to Empower Language Academy to reflect our identity as a language school. We're still governed by, we didn't go through the process of changing our whole nonprofit 501c3 name. So Empower Charter School is still our corporate nonprofit, but our school name is Empower Language Academy. And we offer grades TK through 6. We are WASC accredited, and we are intentionally small. We believe that having a very small and caring school environment is something that makes our school really special. Our students are known by name by everybody. And when they feel known, they feel like they belong, and they feel very cared for and part of something. So as we grow, we plan to continue to stay at 2 classes per grade level and not grow bigger than that. So our campus is co-located at Twain High School, and but we're on a very separate part of the campus. There is where you see this dotted red line is our site of the campus, and the district installed a very tall fence with a visual barrier so that we truly are separate from the high school. There's no shared facilities. So this is our footprint. Our own bathrooms are here. There's a playground being built, which will be ready in a few months. And we have the capacity to house future, the yellow little squares are future classroom spaces as we grow. So this is a place that we can be long term, and we're right in Linda Vista. And I guess there is another picture of our campus there for you to see. And this is an example. The playground colors will be red, blue, and green to match our school colors. But this is just an example of what it will look like. And I like to share about our office staff and just team. So there's myself and Miss Menjivar, who you've met. We also have an administrative assistant, and we have our coach and parent liaison. And we have instructional assistants who support as the needs are, as the classrooms need. They're not in there necessarily full-time unless there's that need, but we have a lot of instructional assistant support for our classrooms. And we also have, if our students have special needs, any needs that they have, we are here to serve them. So we have a director of special education who also serves as our education specialist, a psychologist and counselor, a speech therapist, occupational therapist, and any basic therapy that our students need, we are able to provide. So I like to make sure parents know about those resources. Some more kind of just logistics to share. Parents usually want to know, how early can I drop off my child at school? And so the answer is as early as 7 a.m. And so school starts at 8:15 and releases at 2:45, with the exception of Wednesdays, which are minimum days, and school releases at 12:30. And we use those days to do planning and professional development for our teachers. We do have a free ACES after school program. There are attendance requirements as part of that program grant. And we will be holding an orientation in mid-August, where the after school program coordinator will be available to share more of those details then. For now, we encourage parents to get those applications in if they're interested in the program. So something about our school culture. We have a very involved parent population, and this picture is of a coffee club. And what our parents said was they wanted to share school news with families and make it accessible. So they set this up themselves and got the bagels and coffee and shared updates with families as they dropped kids off in the morning. And so that's just one example of ways that our parents have come together for our school. And we don't require, but we do ask that parents volunteer at least 10 hours during the school year. And so that could be, we feel like that's very reasonable and realistic. That could be an hour, a month, or taking a day to spend with a child on a field trip. We found that most of our families exceed that by the winter. So we like to tell our new and upcoming families now about this established school culture. We have an active PTO. So that that we'd love for you to be involved. We truly see this as a partnership, and that we believe that it takes a village, and that we see this as we're raising kids together. You leave your kids with us for a good part of the school day, and we honor that and take that very seriously. So about our education program, this is an overview of our Spanish immersion that I'll speak to. In mid-August, we will have a more in-depth orientation to prepare families for how they can support their students. So first, I want to share that we're inquiry-based. So what that means, if anything really cool that you've heard in education is probably an inquiry-based process. So if you've heard of project-based learning or design thinking, those are inquiry processes where students start with questions and then they do some research and they learn more and then they develop more questions and then they create a product to demonstrate what their understandings are at the end of that learning. So we believe that's a very engaging way of teaching and learning. Students are part of the learning and part of driving their learning experience, and they're a lot more engaged in that way. We teach, we have a Spanish immersion program, which I'll speak to next on the next slide. We really focus on teaching in small groups, and we have found that that way we can really support our students who need extra support or challenge our students who need an extra challenge. And we are fitness oriented. So our students participate in CrossFit Kids twice a week. And there's also a gardening program once a week. And we teach leadership skills as well throughout our school day. We do class circles and we do mindfulness daily. Our sixth graders that just graduated did a reflection essay because they started at our school since kindergarten. And it was interesting to see what they took away from their experience after, we talk about our vision and mission, but what did we really accomplish with them? And they really honed in on how much they use mindfulness and how much they see the benefit of doing it. So that was really cool to see that feedback from them. And then this is an overview of how our Spanish immersion works. So when students start with us in kindergarten and in first grade, it's 80% of the day is in Spanish, the blue, and 20% is in English. And then each year, students receive 10% more English and 10% less Spanish. By the time they get to fourth, fifth, and sixth grade, it's 50-50. And so at the orientation, we're going to really break this down for you by grade level and show you by how this breaks down for each subject and all of that. We are a two-way immersion program. And what that means is 1/3 to 50% of our students come in and they're native Spanish speakers. And so we know the benefit for native English speakers. We know that they will have another language in their background. But what is the benefit of our program for native Spanish speakers? So this is one slide to speak to the research on that. And but I will also summarize the research to say that when a student's primary language is strengthened and they acquire literacy skills in their native language, they're able to use those structures to transfer to learning, in this case, English, and they actually will be able to use those skills and learn English better and more deeply. And so this slide shows us all of the ways that we have in education tried to teach students that are English learners English. There's all the different programs. That's what all the different colors are. And the red line here, this is that bar that that native English speakers set on an English standardized test. This is how they do. Well, how are the English learners doing in kindergarten? You can see there's a big gap. No matter what program you're in, everyone started off with a very big gap. And if you follow this bright blue line up, the line that is closing the gap the quickest is a two-way dual immersion program. You can see by sixth grade, students have caught up to their monolingual peers on that reading assessment. And by middle school and high school, they're even outperforming their monolingual peers. And so that is just one slide. If I could only pick one to show you that this is a mutually beneficial program. We partner our students up to be language models for one another and learn from one another. So next I'll share about our results. I do want to start by saying, keep in mind that a few slides ago, I just told you that we're a very inquiry-based and project-based school, because I don't want it to seem like we drill tests and data, because I'm going to share a lot of data with you. But I think for some parents, this is important to see for a school. So 2019 was the last year that schools had standardized test results to share because of the pandemic. And we were actually highlighted in the Union Tribune for having the biggest gains out of the county in English and math. And we are the highest performing school in Linda Vista. And so you can see for all students, I'll show you the breakdown for all of the different student groups, because that's also important to see. So this one's all students, this is English. So here is Empower on the left, and you can see the other charter school is just about on par with us in English. And then here we are in math, and you can see nobody's on par with us in math. The line is much higher for our school. And then these are the two different neighborhood schools on the right. So that's for all students. And then when you look at English learners, you can see that for English, there's we are higher. There's one school kind of close, but we are the highest for English. And then for math, you can see there's a significant higher line. And keep in mind, our students are learning math in Spanish, and they're taking this math test in English. So keep that in mind as well when you look at this. And then our socioeconomically disadvantaged students as well. You can see those results there. And then I like to share this because this is our 6th grade class. And these students started with us when we first opened as 2nd graders. And most of them, so 2019, these were this grade was the longest grade that we had with us. So you could kind of see that the longer a student is at our school compared to the state. So we had 70% proficient in reading compared to 50% statewide, and then 57% proficient in math, or I should say meeting or exceeding standards, compared to statewide 38%. So the more time students spend with us, the better they're doing. And then this was just data, more recent data showing that even during the pandemic, on this other assessment we give for all of our grades, that we were in the 99th percentile for growth in math and language arts. So I want to share a crystal ball for next year. And I've been sharing the same slide pretty much since March, and it hasn't changed. So my crystal ball was pretty good there. The default is in-person instruction, and there will still be many risk-reducing precautions in place. There are still face covering requirements, physical distancing, and we have some really great ventilation in place at our school. We have 2 air purifiers per classroom. We keep the doors and windows open at all times, and we don't need to, but we do. And we measure the oxygen, or I should say the CO2 levels in the air, to make sure that what we're doing is working. And so when we monitor those CO2 sensors, they're actually showing us that our ventilation is on par with being outdoors. And so that's really great to see. And so for our current students that want a online option, we are creating options for them. We aren't required to offer a virtual academy for our students, but we wanted to at least do that for our current students. For new students, we would say, if that's something that you're really looking for, then we may not be the right school for your child if you're looking for an online only school. And then we, in the past, were even a trilingual. We were able to offer Mandarin enrichment. We had to suspend that during the pandemic. I don't see that us being able to continue that next year, but I hope we can bring that back in the future. And so these are things that I am certain about. And there's a similar video to this on our website, but at the beginning, there's parent testimonials and student testimonials. And you can hear our parents speak to this themselves, because they will tell you that we held meetings with parents even when we didn't necessarily have anything new to share. We still held the meetings to hear from them. Everyone at our school has a voice. Our parents and staff during this pandemic have really come together to determine our path together. So parents, when they shared feedback with us, we revised plans as they made sense. When we got that feedback, and parents were surprised and they were really appreciative. But to us, we don't always know what is happening on the end user side of things for when it was distance learning in our parents' homes, our students' homes. So we were able to make adjustments to make things more convenient or helpful for our students and their families. We also communicate with our families a lot. So just know that that's a thing. So if you don't like that, you should also know that is a big part of our school. And then we have been honored with various recognition. For those that this is important to, we just want to share anything that might be of value to you. So we have won some awards, but the most important thing is that our students are achieving. So that's what we hold near and dear to our heart. If our students were here with you today, and you can catch a couple on the website, it's still up there for right now. They were able to share with you what they like. I think Miss Fisher could have been one of them, right? But back then, our students said these were things that they loved. They love math and CrossFit, science, and they named me their principal, which I thought she didn't know I was going to see this, and we're such a small school that, she's saying she loves her principal, which was pretty cool. The gala is a big multicultural festival that we do with a project exhibition each year. And the students were saying, no, there's no bullying. They love reading. The teacher says she loves her students, and the student says she loves her teacher, and their friends. And so that's what they would say if they were with you today. If you have not enrolled and done this first part, this is the first step to enrolling, is completing this initial online form. It's very short. And then once we receive that, we look to see if we have space in the class, and we get in touch with you from there. So that's our school, and I'm happy to take any questions or comments that you have.